Well, hello there, and you're very, very welcome to Nighttime with Odie, with, of course, me, Odrin Fitzgerald. I'm going to be looking after you for a couple of minutes this evening. How is everybody? We have a live audience here tonight. Hello, everybody. Hey. They can be louder than they were louder than that a few minutes ago. Well, anyway, you are very welcome to season number 2 of Nighttime with Odie. We are not going to let a little virus slow us down, even though we kind of did let it slow us down when, you know, we got off the air about a year and a half ago. Because, well, these things happen, but we're back now. We're back for the season. We're going to have great fun. I've got some absolutely fantastic guests lined up for you tonight, so we're going to get on to them very soon. But before we do, I want to say a couple of thank yous. I want to say a big thank you to my wife, Lauren. She's amazing. She got me here, and she keeps pushing me to do all the fun stuff. So thank you for that. And my little man Lachlan, without them, yeah, anyway. And I want to say a big, massive thank you to Vic and Linda here in Dead Horse Productions, because without them, this could not be possible. And they came to me and they said, let's go again. I was like, yep, let's do it again. And of course, we have Sage, who is our assistant director. That's what we're calling her tonight. So everybody here, thank you so much for having us, and thank you for coming. And thank to the audience for coming out to us as well. Thank you very much. So, would we all like to retire? Would you? Yeah, you would. You wouldn't like to retire? Would you like to? Everybody like to retire? If you were making $150,000 a month, would you like to retire?
Oh, yeah.
Or would you keep going? Well, there's a girl in Australia, a lady in Australia. Her name is Pixie Curtis. Now, she makes her money by selling toys on the internet. Okay, so we've all thought about selling toys on the internet. So far, she has made $7.3 million. Now, that's US dollars. That's, I don't know what that is in Australian dollars. It's a lot more than that. But she's made $7.3 US million. She's retiring. Why do you think she's retiring? Do you think she's retiring because she's had enough? No? You can shout at me, it's fine. No? She ran out of toys? No. She's retiring because she has to go into high school. She's 11 years old, and she's retiring. Don't we all just hate Pixie Curtis? Yeah. But anyway, now, has anybody here got planning permission to build a house? Have you back at home, have you had planning permission to build a house? Anybody here never had to deal with planning permission? Well, planning permission, as you know, is a big thing, and if you want to build the house of your dreams, you need to have it. Or if you want to make a TV show in which you build houses, you probably need to have it. You don't apply for the planning permission 72 hours before the TV show airs. Now, everybody else knows that, you know, TV shows, the likes of, like, this one is live. We're going out, we're straight away, we're going live, we're here. TV shows like building houses, they take a couple of months to do. They could be 4 or 5 months or 6 months pre-recorded. Dermot Bannon in Ireland, oh yeah, back home, he decided that I'm not going to worry about planning permission. I'm just going to go for it and apply for the planning permission 73 hours before the show airs. So the work had been done, the house was finished. I think he has the real Irish mentality of, sure, it'll be grand, wouldn't worry about it. Anybody enjoying this cold weather we're having? No. It's not that bad. Last night, now as you know, one of the Clemson rodeos was on the last weekend. Clemson is not too far from us here in Anderson. And my wife is on the drill team, as some of you know, and some of you that follow on the Facebook, you'll know that she does a lot of drill team work. And they were camping. They had the camper up in Clemson on the weekend, and they had a load of fun. So I remembered my father-in-law said to me that once the rodeo is finished, get your camper, bring it back down to the house. You need to winterize it, because if it gets cold, pipes will expand. We know, ice, cold, expand, bursty pipes. I was lying in bed at about 10 o'clock last night. I was like, oh, it's going to get really cold tonight. I got up, had a pair of board shorts on me, put on a hoodie, a pair of Crocs, and I walked out into the cold. I think it was it 32 degrees or 17 or 20 degrees or somewhere around there. So I was walking around in a pair of board shorts, a hoodie with the sleeves cut off, for aerodynamic purposes, and headed off to the camper at 10 o'clock at night. My wife looked at me. She came into the house. She had a pair of overalls on her. She had about 3 shirts on her. She had a hoodie on her. She had a hat on her. The dog had a jacket on it as well. And she was just like, there's something wrong with you. I was like, yeah. And I'm going to leave you with this before we get into the main part of the show. In Florida, so you know this is going to be good. There was a lady who had a thrift store, and she was selling everything. And you know thrift stores, second-hand stores, you have second-hand stores, you all know thrift stores. And she, a lady came into her with a skull. It looked pretty realistic, and put the skull into the display, and it was coming close to Halloween, so somebody came in and bought the skull. And then she said, I could probably do with some more of them. The lady came back and said, could you get me more skulls? They seem to sell really well. The lady said, yes, I can. After 9 skulls that looked pretty fresh, see, everybody thought that they weren't real skulls, but they were. So now there's a police inquest as to where the lady discovered 9 pretty fresh skulls. But anyway, that's what happens in Florida. Don't go to a thrift store, don't live near a thrift store. It's like a Chinese food and cats. Anyway, listen, we're going to take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back with Dana Begay. Don't go anywhere. And you're very welcome back to Nighttime with Odie, with me, Odin Fitzgerald. Now it is time for a bit of music from one of our greatest friends here on the show. Will you welcome Miss Dana Begay with her song Sky is Blue.
Precious little baby, gave her all the love I had, kept her warm and safe and dry, soothed her tears when she'd start to cry. Oh, the time it goes so fast, it seems I blinked and she could walk. The next thing that I knew, she began to talk. Said I go foo-foo and fee-fee, I wanna wear Fenties, I don't need that sippy cup. Can't you see I'm all grown up? I know my ABCs, and I can count 1, 2, 3. I know the sky is blue, and mommy, I love you. meets at the bus stop. She picked out her clothes today. Her hair is in pigtails. I cried as she rode away. The time it goes so fast. I blinked and she could walk. The next thing that I knew, she began to talk. I'm not a baby anymore. I'm a big girl now for sure. I can do it by myself, and I don't need any help. I know my ABCs, and I can count 1, 2, 3. I know the sky is blue, and mommy, I love you. I go foo-foo and fee-fee. I wanna wear panties. I don't need that sippy cup. Can't you see I'm all grown up? I know my ABCs, and I can count 1, 2, 3. I know the sky is blue, and mommy, I love you. Mommy, I love you. And mommy loves you too. Thank you very much.
Dana McGay, ladies and gentlemen, it's an absolutely fantastic. Dana, come join me. Come and have a sit down. Rest your weary bones and your throat and all that fun stuff. And did you enjoy that?
I loved it. I always love being able to sing.
That was great. I like that. Yes. Your song repertoire is definitely growing since last time you were here.
Yes,
You were here with us in our first season,
Yes.
and we loved you. So we said, no, we definitely got to get Dana back.
Thank you for letting me come back.
So, 100%. So, what has been happening in the last 2 years?
Over the year? Yeah, it's been 2 years.
I think it's been 2 years. What have you been doing? You've been gigging a lot.
Crazy. I've been gigging a lot. So I didn't know really what was going to happen with me being a solo entertainer, and it seems to be working. I'm doing something right.
You're doing lots of, from what I believe, you're doing lots of things right, because you're gigging in a few different venues and they're asking you to come back. So that's always a good thing,
Yes,
you know, when a
yes.
venue asks you to come back and you're building a fan base.
Yes.
So you let us know how it all started. We'll go back to the very start.
Okay.
So 2020.
Yep.
I'm not going to mention the terrible little virus that
The C word.
You all know the little virus.
I just had some extra time on my hands. I don't know if anybody else did during 2020.
Yeah, you know,
but
the government made up something and made us all sick. But however, you had some extra time in your hands because you were working somewhere, you were liberated from there.
I was.
You didn't need to work there anymore.
Right.
And you decided, I think I need to sing.
Yeah, well, I always knew I needed to sing. It was all my ex-husbands that said I didn't.
Right.
But
But we won't talk about interesting pasts. We won't talk about
all my ex-husbands.
And so you decided, enough is enough. I'm going to do this. This is
Yes.
going to be amazing.
I had been in bands, and they told me what to sing, and they told me how to sing and what to wear, and it was an experience and an experience I needed.
Yeah.
But I needed to see if I could do this on my own, and I can. I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
So what was the first thing you did? You decided, so you didn't play guitar.
No.
You were just looking at guitars going, how do people play them things?
I picked up my guitar. I did have a guitar, and I would find a chord and
Oh, you know, the chicken
try to-
claw and the
yeah,
old lady. And
it was terrible.
yeah,
F's. There's a reason that F starts with the letter F. We're not going to go into that on live TV, but
Yeah.
it's a terrible chord. And there's several words.
Well, see, I mean, you can play it as the bar, but you can play it as a
I
lazy
don't
one.
like the lazy
You
one.
don't?
It's
Okay.
too hard. I can't. I went full Monty and just did it the hard way.
Well, listen, if you're doing the full Monty when you're playing guitar, I mean, like, there's,
I'd be a whole lot better.
you know,
I'd have a whole lot more fans.
only fans. You know, I'm just saying it. I'm just putting it out there. But yeah, no. So you've got a massive fan base. You've got
Yeah.
fans on Facebook. You're on Facebook. You're on
Facebook,
Twitter.
Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Don't Snapchat me. That's for my kids. I don't do that.
You don't do the Snapchats?
No,
No,
I don't
okay.
love that.
But you're on it. I mean, it's there.
It's there
Yeah.
if you can find me.
So when is your next few gigs?
My next gig for this month is Sunday the 21st. This coming Sunday. I don't just play in South Carolina. I
Okay.
play in Georgia right now as well. So I've had 2 shows in Georgia. Well, Lincolnton, Georgia is where I'll be on Sunday at Back
Okay.
Paddle Brewing.
Back Paddle Brewing? Okay, what time does that kick off?
That's 3 to 6 on Sunday, and it's not very far from here. It's
Nice, yeah.
about an hour drive for the best burgers
Look,
you've
I
ever
figured
had.
out that here in America, like within an hour, within 2 hours of a drive, it's right beside you.
It is.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
right down the road. Well, when I lived in Atlanta for 30 years.
Okay.
So an hour drive is
It's just getting out
5
of-
minutes down the road.
Yeah, it's just getting a little bit out of Atlanta.
So lots of traffic there. So it's a nice country drive, good people,
Mm-hmm.
and good music. I'm kind of partial to my set list.
So you were saying to me earlier on that February is it's kind of for the entertainment industry. It's kind of a dead kind of a month.
Yeah.
You know, you've got Valentine's in the middle of it, and I mean Valentine's. Yeah, is it what kind of a holiday is Valentine's? It's the
I don't sing sappy music, so I'm not your love song girl. I'm not the.
that's fair
It's
enough.
not my show. So I'll leave that to people that really want to play on Valentine's. I'd
Yeah.
rather hang out
with the hubby.
my king and
Yeah.
my kids and stay away from chocolate.
So then March, then you kick off your tours properly again in March.
Yes.
So where are you heading? Anywhere?
I will be. I'll really be all over the place, but 2 really important to me right now are McGee's Irish Pub
That's here in Anderson.
here in Anderson.
Yeah.
They've been so good to me. Dixie and John have been just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And then Gay over at Kitchen Emporium has got me coming back this year.
Okay.
So that's every other month. So it's March, May, July.
Yeah. So every other month, and you keep it busy, and
Yeah.
you keep releasing songs, and you have, as I said, on YouTube, you keep releasing all your songs, and you're having fun.
Yes,
You're enjoying it.
I'm loving it.
Where do you see you 5 years from now?
5 years from now, if you're on Facebook with me, then you know love and light is my motto. So 5 years from now, well, my husband and I sat down just a couple of weeks ago and worked out a mission statement
Okay.
and a value statement, and we realized this is my business. If I'm going to move forward, I've got to have a mission. I've got to have values.
Yeah.
So we started coming up with merch. We decided we're going to have a tour, and I don't know how long this tour is going to take. It could take 5 years. I don't know.
Yeah, it could.
But I've got a lot of necks to hug and a lot of love to spread, and I want to bring joy to people that are not just here.
Okay.
So I'm asking all my fans to give me places to play. And on that note, I've got something for you.
Oh, what we got? Ooh, presents.
Yeah.
Presents on our first day back.
Yes, presents on your first day back. All right, so I don't have my glasses on, but I think this is yours.
Okay.
And
What
I've
we got
got
here?
one for Vic too, behind the camera. So you get yours
Oh, look at this.
when I get done.
Look
But
at that. Love Revolution.
yes, Love Revolution tour.
The
So
Love Revolution, yes.
yay! And these are all the
Definitely.
states that
Thank you very much.
these are all the states that I'm hoping to get to this year at least.
Oh, it looks like a snake.
Yeah, it's like the old Ben Franklin.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Don't tread on me. Oh, yeah. No,
Join
no,
or
definitely
die.
won't. Yeah, there you go.
Because if you don't have
You know,
love,
I can't see them. I can't see snakes.
you can't see
I
snakes.
honestly can't see snakes.
Like you can't see that. This is not
Oh,
snake. This is part of a
see,
guitar that's
yeah, well, I
broken.
can see guitars, but no, I can't. My wife says it to me the whole time. She's like, if it was a snake, he would have bit you.
Oh right,
and it definitely
right.
would have.
Well, that's most men. That's
Fair
most
enough.
men.
Fair enough.
That's most men.
Tell you what, Dana, will you give us another song?
Sure.
Right, go on, go get ready. What are you going
right.
to give us? Mexicali Blues.
Mexicali Blues. Yep.
Right, go ahead, get yourself set up.
Very good. I'm gonna throw this.
Yeah,
over it.
you can bring that over there with you.
I'm gonna throw this to
So, as Dana was saying, she will be performing lots over the coming months. As I said, March is going to be definitely a big one for her. So get on to, I think it's Dana McGee Music on Facebook. It has all of the information there. It has where she's going to be, where she's playing, links to her YouTube, links to everything. Snapchat her. Send her loads of Snapchats because she really wants to get Snapchats. Anyway, Dana, you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's rock and roll.
My Snapchat is gonna blow up because of you. can't be there to hold your hand or to wipe away your tears, but I'll be holding your heart, sending all my love to you, and giving God my prayers. In this hour that it seems time's forgotten, your fears can get to you, but no, you're not alone there. You've got so many friends who care about your Mexicali blues. I know it's gonna be okay. Things are gonna go your way. Happiness is gonna spread its wings and fly. Life will never be the same. All your pain will go away, and the dreams you've had are gonna soar into the sky. I can't be there to hold your hand or to wipe away your tears, but I'll be holding your heart, giving all my love to you, and sending God my prayers. I know it's gonna be okay. Things are gonna go your way. Happiness is gonna spread its wings and fly. Life will never be the same. All your pain will go away, and the dreams you've had are gonna soar into the sky. Ooh. Thank you very much.
welcome back to Night Sign with Odie, with me, of course, Odin Fitzgerald. Now, before we go to our next act, I just want to tell you about Dead Horse Productions. You may have these things, you know, like the old, they're from back in the day, big lumps of plastic. See, they fall apart. They're not very small, but you may have your cherished memories on these VHS, on Betamax, on all of the old stuff. There was BHS, probably CHS, probably all of the different things, mini discs, all that kind of fun stuff. You may even have it on DVD players, or DVDs, but you want to get it put on to the cloud, or you want to get it put onto a small little stick. You want it so that it'll all go onto your smart TV. That's the word I was looking for. Well, come down here to Dead Horse Productions and they will definitely do it for you with a price that cannot be beat. And they pretty fast turnaround as well. So make sure you get down to Dead Horse Productions and they will put all of your old memories onto newfangled gizmos. So there you go. That's the little sponsorship out of the way. Right, back to the good stuff. Will you welcome all the way from Greenville, South Carolina, with amazing comedy, Miss Melly Cazell.
Oh my gosh, hi. I am so excited to be here. I don't sound like that, you guys. Sometimes I just like to scare the audience, make you think, like, is she really going to talk like that for the whole time? Do we have any single people out in our crowd tonight? Anybody? No one sounds excited about it. Everyone seems upset. I get it. I've never been good at being single. I was feeling better about it until I remembered I decided to have Invisalign adult braces installed. Yeah, and I already look pretty young, but the Invisalign gives me a bit of a lisp. So now I'm just up in the club trying to get a date. Like, I promise I'm not 12. But do you want to make out, though? Because the saliva levels in here are off the charts. My dance moves help, too, I think. But I also learned something fun about Invisalign recently. I was out at a dance club with some friends. You know those cool ones that have a black light over the top? And I was feeling confident wearing my Invisalign. And I noticed a lot of people were looking at me, like really studying me. But no one came over to say hi. So I'm thinking, like, wow, I must be looking cute because a lot of people are too nervous to talk to me tonight. And so we're about to leave, and I said to my friends, you know, hey, before we go, maybe I should go say hi to one of those people who was checking me out. And my friend said, no, we didn't want to tell you this, but your Invisalign glows under the black light. Yeah. It's actually so bright we can see you from anywhere in the club. Yeah, so people were not checking me out. They were checking to see if my teeth were covered in plaque or blood. Yeah, that's the night I learned, you're glowing! It's not always a compliment. For some reason, though, I thought, like, when I became an adult and I got on my own, that awkwardness would change and I'd suddenly become, like, super cool. Right? And then I realized that people who say things like super cool aren't gonna be. And one of my first flirting interactions as an adult on my own went as bad as it could have gone. I was walking into this coffee shop and I saw this guy who I'd talked to before and I thought was very cute, right? So I thought, okay, I'll do a flirt. Once again, the moment I thought the phrase do a flirt, I should have known it's not gonna go well. But I thought, no, I'll wave and say hi. He'll see me, he'll remember me, and he'll fall in love like in all the romantic movies. So I went to wave and say hi, but as I did it, I tripped. So my hi came out like, hi! And then he looks up at this girl who's just waving and falling at him. And then rather than admitting I tripped, like a normal person, I just kind of turned it into a dance move, right? A little bit of this, and at this point, it's too late, right? I'm already dancing. So I got into it a little bit, you know? What is sexier than jazz hands when nobody asked for that? And I did this all the way out of the building. Yeah, when I got outside and people saw me, they got excited. They said, oh my gosh, is there a flash mob? I said, nope. It was just me trying to talk to a boy. Yeah. And that's how I met my boyfriend. So True story. But I don't know why I ever thought like I could be cool. I don't know where I got that in my head. I've never been cool ever in my life. Like even back in school, I was never one of the cool kids. I wasn't doing sports or student council. I was doing plays and acting. I was going to say I did theater, but my mom said, "Don't tell people that. Nobody likes those theater kids." I know. I said, "Mom, I was a theater kid." And she said, "Oh, sweetie, I know." Has anybody else done plays or acting? Do you want to openly admit to it before so my mom can roast you? Anybody? No, everybody's too scared of my mom and they haven't even met her. But I wasn't even cool in the theater department because I was never cast as the romantic lead in any play. Instead, I was just cast as the oldest woman in every play. Like, even when my school put on Cinderella, you know, the romantic Disney musical, I was cast as, and this is the exact name from the script, old woman who flirts with prince. And I never understood why I was typecast as such an old lady character until last Friday night. I was watching TV and my friend called me up and she said, "It's Friday night. Do you want to go out?" And I said, "No, thank you. I'm going to stay in and watch my stories." So I kept watching. But as I did, I couldn't help but think, you know what I could go for right now? A butterscotch candy. Yeah. So I went and grabbed some from the cabinet where I keep them, and I was about to sit back down when I realized, gosh darn it, I already have to pee again. How young is too young to buy an adult diaper? That's a poll for the room. Is that what I'm gathering? Is it's too young and you don't want to know about it if I'm wearing one. But I've realized I even become an old woman in regular parts of my daily life. Like a few weeks ago, someone tried to break into my apartment, which that's a scary thing to have happen, right? But in my insane brain that thought I could be cool, I also thought that in a life or death situation, my hidden spy fighting ninja skills would come out and I'd defend myself and save the day, right? And if you can't tell by moves like this, that is not what happened. Instead, as they were trying to break in, I became an old British woman. So before they could get in the front door, I ran into the living room and I screamed at the top of my lungs, "Absolutely not, sir!" Yeah. And the burglar left immediately. Because can you imagine that from their perspective, right? They thought that nobody was home, and now the ghost of the Queen of England is just berating them. "You shan't be breaking into my house at this hour." Like, I honestly think after that, the burglar must have just gone home, right? Watched some Downton Abbey, because they're still thinking about it, and reapplied for community college. I've been Melly Kazel. Thank you so much for having me.
Fantastic, fantastic. Melly, come have chats. Come have chats with me. You can put it on the ground, it'll be fine. It's okay. Come on, come have chats. Melly, you know Melly, and say hi. Yeah.
You were great. Your song was making me tear up. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Make my face hurt.
It can happen. That's what music does to us, and that's what comedy does to us. It evokes emotions. Now, Melly, you were giving out about black lights. There's a lot of people in this audience who would have been around in the original black lights back in the 70s, and I am a kid of the 90s. Like, I was born in the 80s, so I remember black lights, and they were cool. They were the most awesome thing in the world ever, because it made your t-shirt glow. Remember when you were at a rave? Yeah. No, you weren't at raves? You weren't? You were?
I wasn't at raves, but I did have a black light, and it was awesome.
We had black lights and we had lava lamps, and they were all fun.
It's the coolest thing until your mouth is glowing and everyone can see it, and then you're not having fun.
You've never been to a rave, so we're just going to
not.
leave it there. I've been to a few of them, but I cannot remember any of them.
As too much of a nerd, no one's going to invite me to a rave.
No, back in the 90s, you would have fit perfectly into a rave. I think you were just born a little bit late, but you're fine. So, Melly, how long have you been doing comedy? And you're absolutely fantastic at it.
Thank you. I've been doing comedy for about 4 years. I started in high school doing speech and debate.
Okay.
And I would go compete in like stand-up competitions
Okay.
with all the students, which is why I do clean comedy.
All right.
The other stuff did not fly with my high school teacher.
No, you know, when you stand up and you start talking about stuff that you really shouldn't in high schools, it just doesn't really go over very well.
No.
So what did your parents think when you said, I want to be a comedian?
My mom always wanted me to be a comedian.
Really?
When I was a little kid, she would edit my stories. You know how kids will come in and try to tell a story,
Yeah.
and you're sitting there thinking, how have I been here for 10 minutes and I still don't know anything that happened in this story? I would come in with that energy, and my mom would say, listen, okay, I'm going to need you to take a 15. I'm going to need you to rework that, okay? And I need a beginning, a middle, an end, and a quick hit joke to make me laugh after my tough day, okay? And then come back. And I said, I'm 5. But that's kind of, it was a big inspiration, her always helping me and taking me to stand-up shows. And then my dad is just the guy who will tell jokes that you hope he never repeats in public.
Yeah, like my comedy, as like I don't do my comedy on live TV because, well, the FCC would just have a field day. But yeah, there's been some fun stuff. So you were going to comedy clubs when you shouldn't have been going to comedy clubs. How did you swing that? How did you get? Now, I'm not going to say you were doing it illegally, but you were kind of getting into them.
My mom would bring me to see shows that allowed younger kids,
Right.
like people under 21 or 18. And I never really looked old enough to sneak in, so it was kind of just, it was shows where I was allowed to be there, and mostly performing for school stuff until I went to college. And
Yeah.
then in college, you know, there are always college bars that'll let you sneak in.
Maybe you should try growing a beard. You know, I'm just going to put it out there.
I could. I have enough chin hairs that I have to pluck. I could probably pull it off.
I just gave up. I just gave up plucking them. I just keep them, and it's all good. So, where can people see you? Because I know after that, people are going to want to see you. Going to want to come out to see you. So, where can you be? Where can you be wrangled?
So my next show is at the Comedy Zone on February 4th at 7 p.m. Damien Sprons is organizing it, and it's a benefit for firefighters. So you get to come have a laugh and help support a good cause.
That is one of the best ones because, as we all know, hopefully we never need firefighters, but when we do need them, they're there, obviously. Though. So, do you do a lot of stuff in the comedy club in Greenville?
I go to a lot of the open mics. This is my first show at the Greenville Comedy Zone officially, so I'm very excited.
Oh, right. So it's your first. I won't say headliner, but when you get asked to come and do a show, that's there you go. In 4 years, you've gone from open mics to being asked to come and do a show.
It's very exciting. I spent a lot of time doing it, though. That's why my friends are like, you never come out, and I'm like, I'm working.
That's what happens. That's what happens when you get into all this comedy and TV and radio and all that fun stuff. Your life just kind of disappears.
Yes.
It's gone. Dana, I'll be able to tell you that. Life just has to slow down a little bit. Well, listen, thank you so much for coming out. Thank you for having a bit of fun with us tonight. Really looking forward to seeing you go far, because you're going to.
Thank you.
Definitely going to go far. And yeah, Melly Kazal.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right, folks, we are going to take another quick break, and when we come back, we will be talking to Danny about building bridges or something along those lines. So anyway, don't go far. We'll be right back. And very welcome back to A Night Time with Odie. We're having an absolutely fantastic first show of season 2. I hope you all are too. Audience here, we had great fun. We're having great fun during the ad breaks, and I wish we could tell you, but that's for late night with Odie, and we can't talk about it now. Anyway, my next guest, he's travelled quite a distance to be here just tonight, all the way from the green fields of Castlepollard, just outside Mullingar, in the town of Ireland, because it is a town, it's only a small little place. Will you welcome Mr. Danny Smith? How are you?
How are you?
What's crack?
Awesome.
Divil a bit. Right.
What'd be wrong with
Nothing to be wrong with you. No. And if there was something wrong, nobody'd listen anyway. Danny, you're not a stranger to the show.
No, I've been here a couple of times.
Yeah, well, you were here once before. You've been here a few times, but you
Yeah.
know, we decided we were going to put you on. We're getting you out of the way. That's what we're doing. We're getting
Okay,
on the first
okay.
show, you know.
I
what
won't
mean?
take it personally. That'd be good.
So, Danny, the good folk out in TV land, they're going to say, why is there two Irish guys sitting in the middle of South Carolina? So, you came out here 26 years ago? 25 years ago?
Yeah, I came out in April '98.
Well, he's looking at you now. I wasn't even born at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you came out, when
In April of '98, it was supposed to be for 2 weeks.
and yeah, and you were
It's not
working.
bad.
You were working for an engineering company, but you've since retired onto greener pastures, we shall say. Don't mention.
moved on.
Don't mention Zivor, okay? And so now you're building bridges. So you had a bad time, but now you built your bridge and you're getting over it.
Yeah, I'm building
So
it and
haven't-
moving
it's-
forward. Yeah.
Building it, moving forward. How do you get into building bridges?
That's just, it's all about a lot of people that you get to meet. You start meeting people as you
Yeah.
do. And then they said, I met an old lady that used to do our HR, and
Right.
she said, we're having a job fair over here. Do you want to come over and talk
You
to
went
me?
and you met people and
Went there, talked to them, and the company I'm with now, Bridge Brothers,
Yeah.
in Pickens, they had a thing there, and they said we're looking for people. And long story short, a couple of weeks later, I started working for them.
Right.
So
so you haven't looked back since.
I haven't looked back now. It's about 13, 14 months now.
Nice,
So,
nice. When the guys are actually building a bridge, we're actually building bridges here. They're not just talking about building metaphorically. It's actual bridges.
yeah.
What's the first step like? I mean, do you have to measure the span and?
The first step is obviously there's a survey with some, highfalutin engineer guy says, I want a bridge from here to here.
What's wrong with engineers?
Anyway,
We're going to strike that one from the
yeah,
record.
we'll say that. No. But no, so they say we want a bridge from there to there, and then our guys take over and design and say what kind of bridge and blah blah
Yeah.
blah, and then they design it with whatever width, and if there's going to be just pedestrians walking across it, or
And it's
or
mainly
there's
mainly
any-
pedestrian bridges you build, isn't it?
It's mainly pedestrian or
Golf
golf
carts.
carts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
golf carts
nothing. I mean, we do. It's kind of, if you want it, and you will design it for you, whatever you want. But
Yeah.
our bread and butter is pedestrian bridges. They're all over the U.S. right now, and there's a lot of them in Greenville.
Okay.
There's some coming in Atlanta.
And do
there's
you
some
get all your planning permission, not like Dermot?
No. We get all that beforehand. Yeah.
Yeah,
we,
not
we do that.
73
No,
hours
no, not
before
70.
the bridge.
It might be about. I mean, most of our projects are a year.
Yeah.
So.
So
yeah,
you'll have your planning
we'd
permission
have a
well
plan
in
of
advance.
permission.
Well in advance.
Hopefully early on.
So,
So.
how do you find living here in South Carolina, in America?
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I've had the pleasure of traveling a good bit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in Ireland, most people, they get to their 20s, they travel a lot anyway.
Yeah, but in Ireland, if you travel an hour, you've gone across the entire country.
Yeah. Well, I mean, every county is different.
Every
you know what I
county
mean?
is different. Yeah.
But I mean, most of the people I do grew up, and I had traveled a lot, and I'd seen a lot of different places. But the minute I came here
Yeah.
to the south, it was like home.
Yeah.
Back in '98, there wasn't a whole lot of people down here that were not from here.
Mhm.
So you know, you got to have a lot of conversations with people, and I mean, you've probably had it as well, where
Yeah.
you know, you're sitting at the gas station, all you want to do is pay for your gas so you can leave, and
Yeah.
start up conversations, and you know, you're there for 30 minutes.
Yeah. Well,
So-
it's the accent. Unless you hide the accent, that's what happens. If you don't hide the accent, you're all of a sudden. And I find that as well. You know, when you go to a drive-through restaurant, you go to McDonald's or you go to Burger King or Wendy's or any of them, you go to the you know, the microphone thing where you talk into it, and you get to Burger King and you go, "Hey, can I get a Whopper?" They're like, "Sure, we don't have Big Macs." I'm like, "No, no, I'm not." So I find myself putting on an American accent. "Hey, how you doing? Can I get a Whopper?" And you know,
No, I find myself putting on a deeper Irish accent from Cork.
no, that's when.
But that's just me. I'm different mentality.
That's normally when the deputy stops you.
well,
You know, you just start talking in Irish to him, and you kind of scare him, and you hand him
that's
the
when you
Irish,
hand them the Irish,
driver's license. Yeah. But we don't condone.
We've never done that.
We don't condone doing anything like that on the show. Do not give them the wrong passport or driver's license, because we love the law enforcement guys. And one thing we do love about them is, you know that they carry guns over here.
I've seen a few of them.
Yeah,
I've seen a few.
Speaking of which, we don't really have that kind of gunplay that we have in Ireland, like going to IDPA matches and going to the
we
gun
don't.
range.
No, we don't.
And, you know, because like in Ireland, you go to a driving range and you shoot golf balls into the distance. Over here, you shoot
shoot the golf
things
balls.
in the distance.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I really enjoy. And I do.
Yeah, I've started doing. I mean, you and I started doing it a while back ago, and it was something to do on a Saturday, and we went to a couple of IDPA competitions. And,
Yep.
And we started.
It's-
You've got busy doing other stuff, and I've kept doing it. And
You still can't shoot. But isn't it scary though?
can you?
Isn't it scary when you're standing there? Now, I know any of the ranges we shoot at, they're extremely safe, and everybody looks after everybody, and there's lots of people are there to keep everybody safe, and it's great. But the first time you do it, and you're standing there, and you're about to shoot the targets, and all of a sudden you hear everybody else around the different bays and the different areas shooting their targets, it's a little bit scary. I'm not going to lie to you. You hear gunfire going off.
It is a little
everywhere.
bit nervous, and I mean, I thought I was back in Belfast for a while at that stage, but you know, that's a whole different ballgame. But
Anyway, good night, everybody.
but no, I mean, it's nervous, and it part of it for me was having the confidence with it, and
To do
just,
it, yeah.
to just do it, and way out of my comfort zone at that stage.
But isn't that one
So-
thing about people here in the South? Now, American people, definitely, but people in the South, giving you the confidence to do what, you know, you might be a little bit nervous
Or
to
giving
do.
you the push to help you
Yes.
to know it.
And
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
is something I definitely have experienced here a lot, and I do like it about it. And y'all, like, you're just shaking your heads and like, do we really do it? Yes, you do.
Yeah.
You know, I tell people I'm going to be doing a TV show. Do it. Have fun. Go and do it. And that's what I love. You tell some people in different countries,
Why would you do that?
oh no. You're getting ideas above your station now. Don't be doing it. But anyway, what do you miss about Ireland? Do you miss food? Any of the food from back in Ireland?
I do miss a good Irish fry, a good Irish breakfast.
Yeah, but we found a place.
We found a place.
We found a place. Yeah, we found places where we can get a good Irish
Yeah.
breakfast. We might be talking about that next week. Not going to say much about that, but yeah, we can't divulge our
We
dealers.
get paid in sausages. I think.
We get paid in sausages, good
And
Irish
rashers.
sausages and rashers, but we'll explain all of that, definitely explain all of that on the next show. But anyway, Danny, thank you so much for stopping by again, and I'm sure we will have you on again, because, you know, you're
Yeah,
part of the
yeah,
furniture at this stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like Tommy Tiernan back in Ireland, always on the Late Late Show, so we're going to get you to come in.
My middle name is Thomas.
So
yeah.
there you go. There you go. Anyway, listen, thank you very much to all of my guests. Thanks to Danny, to Dana, and to Melly. And we will be back next Thursday night. We're going to be switching to Thursday nights because Wednesday night, listen, there was lots of different complications and different things happens. And, you know, everybody has stuff to do on Wednesday night, but nobody has nothing to do on a Thursday night. So you may as well join us here next Thursday night. You can listen to me. I will be on News Talk 98.9 on Saturday night on the Upstate Pulse with Lonzo and the guys. So definitely check us out there. We'll be back here next Thursday. And between now and then, all that's left for me to say is thank you very much. Thank you to everybody here. Thank you to our audience tonight. Thank you very much. Thank you for everybody for tuning in. And we will talk to you Thursday. Slán Bye.